Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. So today I wanted to share something that is really at the heart of the Division community and something that gamers like us who've played the game for years have continued to do in order to be one step ahead, and that's beating the meta changes. One of the things you're going to notice is in the Division game, there are going to be changes that are implemented. Whether or not you agree with them or disagree with them, it seems like sometimes somebody gets trigger happy and decides that they're going to tweak everything. So, how do you constantly stay ahead of these changes or beat the meta? It's very simple. You continue to farm and continue to save up as much quality items as you possibly can, especially now that we know that the World Tier 5 is supposed to be the final World Tier. Unless they run out of maybe content or run out of time, then they'll probably implement a higher World Tier, which in reality, even if you still do that, you're going to still be able to stay ahead of the meta. So, farming and keeping good items. Simple. You can stop the video now and I would have told you everything. But why should you do that? A lot of people push back against storing items, and a lot of people have said that there's not enough stash space, and that's very true. The stash space is actually quite low in this sense, but there are ways that we've actually, started using to create room for ourselves, and that's using multiple characters. And there really is nothing that a second character can necessarily do for you except to just be a carrier of your precious goods. And so you create a new character, you level the character up to a specific point where you can get a lot of backpack space, and then from there on, you start to put items in them. If you have enough time on your hands, like some people in the community do, they've already leveled up 4 different characters and they have enough of that space. They've been able to get to level 30 and get the full backpack space of 100, and then they can store an extra 1 to 300 items. Now, 300 items do seem like a lot, and I know they do seem like a lot, but you'll be wondering, why would you need to save all these items? Well, look at the current patch that is being implemented or that's proposed to be implemented in the PTS currently. If you look at this current so-called PTS and you look at the way some of the talents and some of the maybe say changes are being, put out there, it will become apparent that there is no sure guarantee that you're going to hold on to the items that you have and enjoy them. And there are 2 schools of thought. Some people say, why would I have to spend all this time farming and then have everything be changed? And rightfully so. Why invest time when someone is going to come around and throw everything away? And then there's another school of thought that says, well, if you farm and you start using the same thing over and over again, isn't that going to get stale? Isn't a change refreshing? And rightfully so in some aspects as well. I guess I can concede to both of them. And so with these 2 schools of thought, it will still be a central theme that you keep very, very high end and high quality items, regardless of how you feel like you're going to use them or not. Because I was looking at these new implementation of changes and the whole PTS. And by the way, I'm not going into the PTS to test it out. My job is not to test the game for the developers. They can do that themselves. We paid money for the game. That's for them to do. I'm sorry. I know it's a nice way to be able to give feedback and find out if things are broken and all of that. But hey, if you want to jump into that service, God bless you, man. Salute to you. Big ups. But I'm not doing this. I don't even have enough time to play the game much. I have to balance work life and doing content on YouTube. And I'm very sorry. I'm just going to go in there and see what's changing and just adjust my build to do so. And I already have. It took me like 20 minutes because I went back into my main character after going into PTS and I found different items that I had been saving, that I'd been storing, high gear score items, by the way, and I put them together. And now I have my build that I enjoy running and I have it back. And it may seem like, why are you running the same build? But let me tell you, most guys are simple creatures. We prefer to just do monotonous or in some cases similar things over and over and over again. That's why the Division players can play the Division game for 1 or 2 years without playing any other game. And the demographics for the Division, the biggest part of the demographics are guys, male. If you look at, many YouTube channels and look at the demographics that watch those channels, it is a very high male dominated area of gaming, or high male dominated game. That's the biggest audience. And so we enjoy doing things in a similar form. And some of us just like routine, like me. And so I doubt that there are people out there that are not, thinking about these things this way and finding ways to try to beat the meta. And the simple way to do so, especially from an effective time perspective, is just constantly continuing to farm and save items, save weapons. Somebody the other day left on the comment section saying that, oh, I save all my shotguns and LMGs in a separate character, even though I don't like shotguns and I don't really care much to run LMGs. I still save good ones that I've gotten with good talents, because with the way recalibration works right now, you can roll items from one to the other. Even though I heard that there's some change coming into the recalibration, which I don't care. They can do whatever they want. I mean, I'm a little salty about the changes. If you just wanted to know, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. That's all. That's all I'm going to say about that. But anyways, that is how you beat the meta. That is how you always stay one step ahead of the game. Because to be very honest, even with the changes, when I realized how much items I had and how I was able to adapt and rebuild my items, it was like, oh, wait, I'm actually okay. They're not changing. My build is not changing. My build is unscathed. It's not even going to be tweaked 1 inch. Everything is going to remain pretty much the same it is. I've already built it. I'm even running it right now because I don't want to wake up to surprises. I hate surprises. Anybody knows me, they're wondering like, yes, I'm anti-fun. I don't like surprises. I want to get up, get my build together and have it there. So when I come back in and log on, I can just continue from where I stopped. And so that's exactly what I've done, because when you have a dynamic schedule, that's exactly what it is. And if you're somebody who goes to work every morning, you don't want to come back here and start sitting down for hours. Not everybody anyways. Not me, by the way. I mean, maybe some people may feel differently. You don't want to come back and start looking for items all over the place. You just want to go into your cache, take items, put them together, make a new build. I know this may be mind-boggling for a lot of people, but trust me, it's something that over time in life, many of us develop in that sense, and it's okay. And, I can understand that the changes in the meta may be necessary, but I always want to be one step ahead of the game. So if you're wondering, how do I start working my way through these changes? How do I start to balance my time with the way changes may be showing up left and right? All you have to do is just stay one step ahead of the meta by storing and keeping high valuable items. These are always going to come in handy for you over the course of the game and over the life cycle of the game. And if they become outdated and they become useless, then no problem, throw it away. If you get full on items, well, throw items away and keep farming. You'll probably get those same items back, or you get better items, but that is just the way to do it. It's just one simple step, and everybody can engage in this and everybody can be successful that way. All right, 7 minutes to talk about something that I could talk about in 1 minute, I guess. Thank you very much for listening and watching. I appreciate you guys this time and audience. And thank you so much for those of you who continue to communicate on this, channel and continue to support, even though you disagree with my opinions. That's fine. That's one of the beauties of the Division community. We get to disagree and we still get to run missions together. We're not fighting or at each other's throat every time, even though sometimes the developers seem to make decisions that make it that way. But we still understand in most cases that we're just gamers who just want to have fun with the game. All right, I'm out. Peace.